Cheers, everybody. Welcome to the I Am Green Giant podcast. I am Green Giant. Thank you, guys. This is where we teach gardening, growing skills, and we just have a chill community, good vibes only. And this is where it's at. So thank you guys for sliding through. And if it's the first time you guys have been here to the show, I just want to say thank you guys so much. And I appreciate all of it. And let's hear some music. Yo. Welcome to the I Am Green Giant podcast, guys. Thank you guys so much for coming in. Welcome to the podcast, everyone. I am Green Giant, and thank all you guys for coming through. This is just a chill community here. If it's your first time here, like, subscribe, hit that button. We're just chill here. We talk about gardening, growing, and how to grow food for free. And that's going to be the key for 2025. If you're not growing food, you're stuck in the past. So that's basically going to be how it rolls, guys. Thank you guys for coming in. Leave a comment, create an algorithm, share it out if you want. Don't forget to ask a question, and like and subscribe. It's completely free to support the channel, and I support the community. I never ask for nothing back. I always support you guys. So I'm just here to talk about the basics today. We're doing probably half a day stream today because we got a lot of time on our hands, and we're getting a lot of new subs. And I just want to say thank you guys. This is why I'm doing the subs today, because I had over 350 new subs in the last 2 weeks, guys. 300 and something new subs. This is freaking crazy. So, this is just how it's going to roll. So everybody out there supporting the channel, this one goes out to you if you guys are watching this on the pre-recorded channel. We are going to be going straight from the garden to the table, guys. That's how we do it. Can't wait to make my tomato grilled cheese and peppers and grilled cheese. I can't wait to show you guys some of the new gardening tricks and hacks and DIYs we're doing. We're also upcycling and using a lot of plastic and stuff we can use in the garden instead of throwing it away. We're going to try to upscale the whole garden and upcycle everything from plastic to anything we can use for watering containers, for digging shovels, whatever we could use. We're going to upcycle everything, guys. So upcycle is going to be the new thing of 2025, and grow your own food. If you're not growing your own food, you're living in the past. So anyway, guys, thanks for coming to the show. And what's good, everybody? Let's put some music on. Let's get these vibes going. As soon as more people get in here, I'll drop some videos and talk about a couple of things. Alrighty, guys. So let's put some music up and let's get in the vibes, guys. How does that sound? On this show, guys, just in case you are new here, this is gardening education and etiquette, where we teach gardening, DIYs, and just a bunch of skills on how to grow food, how to make your own nutrients for your garden. So that's what this channel is about, guys. It's really, really simple, and I just want to thank everybody for coming in. Let's get these vibes going. Quick video of my worm bin. Right here I have a worm bin, and at the bottom we do have holes drilled out, and we're going to be feeding it right now. Is how we feed it. Now this worm bin is just leaves, mulch, compost. This video, I'm going to wet it down a little bit, and then I'm going to put some leaves and probably some newspaper on top. That is ashes, eggshells, strawberries, got some old banana peels, all your scraps. This is a 50-gallon worm bin. it makes my soil. In this video, I'm gonna wet it down a little bit, and then I'm gonna put some leaves and probably some newspaper on top. That is ashes, eggshells, strawberries, got some old banana peels, sweet, all your scraps. This is a 50-gallon worm bin. It makes my soil. This is one of my beds with the homemade soil. It's made out of compost and leaves. There is a little more leaves that haven't broken down yet, but the soil is decent, as you see. And this is gonna grow my green beans and peppers. This is just bricks, and it's in the ground and above ground bed. It's actually dug in the ground a little bit. And this was the soil that was made from the compost. Old roots, everything. Yo, what's good, bro? Alaska. What's good, bro? What's good, Alaska? You still there, man? Heck yeah, man. What's going on, brother? We're making our own soil right now for summertime. How's the weather up there? How's the weather over there in Alaska? It's not pre-recorded, guys. This is done live, but if you watch it pre-recorded, it would be after this. And then just to let you guys know, I really appreciate all you guys coming to the stream, checking out my gardening videos. It is a lot of work. Yo, what's good? What's good, Alaska? So it is a lot of work getting your soil and all that shit done. But like, I was just talking to one of my friends and someone I know who lives like in the mountains, and I think they live in, where do they live at? Well, anyway, they have yellow clay in like Pennsylvania or something. And you can still make your own soil, dig a hole in the yellow clay and fill that up with healthy soil. Because what's happening is the soil's depleted of all the nutrients. And there's no nutrients in clay, but clay holds water and dries nice. So there is a little bit of metal, not metal, like iron and copper and different things inside, granite, inside of the clay. But you're going to need some type of soil because clay is really hard to grow with. Shout out to Alaska. Shout out to Alaska. And like I said on the show before, guys, it's mainly for growing and educational purposes. So let's get back into the show, guys. My name is I Am Green Giant, and this is the Greencast, and you're welcome anytime to come to my I Am Green Giant podcast. So just want to give a shout out to all you guys who made it. Thanks for sticking and staying. And if you even got this far, 10 minutes into the video, hit the like for notifications, hit the bell. We go live most of the time on Wednesday, 8 o'clock, but we will be doing short streams during the day if we have a good hour or so break. Talking about how to make your own soil and get your gardens going from scratch. And that's what we're going to be doing, guys. Yo. Appreciate everybody sliding through. If you're new here, hit the bell for notifications, like, subscribe, and share. This is the I Am Green Giant podcast. And I am live. This is actually me. You can ask a question. I'm not AI. I'm a real person, and I'm here to get some gardening tricks, hacks, and tips and get it all together so we can have a great gardening season outdoor this year. I want to grow a lot of food this year. I want to make sure that I have baskets and baskets of vegetables and things I like to eat at a low cost. I'm sick of paying $5 for 4 small tomatoes. It's really getting out of hand. Eggs are way out of. It's ridiculous. Um, so we're going back to a 50 to 80% vegetarian vegetable diet with a lot of peppers and vegetables, and that's going to be the simple way to solve a lot of issues. Once you're an adult anyway, you don't need much protein to survive unless you're building muscles. You do need protein to survive, but think about what you can be using. You could be using beans, vegetables, even some types of lettuce and romaine have more nutrients, and broccoli has more vitamins, iron, and everything else you could imagine. Protein, potassium, calcium, than a lot of other meats. So we're going to be switching to a lot of other different vegetables, guys, and it's going to be super dope. It's going to be a great journey, guys. One thing about growing vegetables, there's one thing about growing vegetables, guys, and the first thing is it's therapeutic, and you get to see your results, and you get to tell your family or friends, wow, these are some good peppers. This was a good salad. You say, yeah, I grew it. That's why it tastes different. That's why it's so enjoyable. It's made with love. You have to become one too. You have to be like, you want to become one with the earth. When I do my gardening, I go outside barefoot. Sometimes I do it with gloves, sometimes I don't. It's really necessary to wear gloves, but I do go out barefooted. It's very great for your soul, body, and mind, stress relieving. And it's also good to just look at nature and be outside. So, you know, that's really important about growing outside and having a little vegetable garden. And it doesn't matter what space you have. If you have a balcony or a porch, okay, you can put little pots outside or little small flower beds and grow some herbs and a couple of tomatoes. You don't need a lot of space to grow a little food to survive. You need a lot of space to grow a lot of food to survive, but you need just enough space for you and maybe, a friend or someone. I grow stuff that my dogs can eat, like sweet potatoes, squash, zucchini, and acorn squash, full of vitamins, nutrition. They're easy to grow. They're huge, and they're full of vitamins, and they have a sweet, really good texture to them that we like. Um, and it can be a supplemental food for different types of proteins. So you can have supplemental foods like beans, zucchini, squash. Yes, it's not a steak. Yes, it's not a chicken breast, but it's protein, nutrition, and you can grow it in 3 months. So that's what we're going to be teaching you guys in this podcast. Thank you guys all for coming to the show again. We're just going to let the stream ride. When people come in and say hello, we're going to say what's up. What's good? What's going on, Alaska? How's that weather up there? I'm trying to bring you guys some really cool, different content. I want to show you guys something that's completely on the other side of the table. You got to remember that gardening with organics outside is going to be way more sufficient, easier for your plants to grow. There's going to be a lot of different things if you do the nutritional regimen and feed your plants, compost, make soil, worm bins, worm castings. You're going to have a beautiful garden. And that's what we're going to be working on, saving money, having a beautiful garden, and just growing some really nice vegetables for our friends and family, and being able to put them on a plate and tell people the stories of where they came from, how they grew, and tell them, hey, would you like to grow? Because as a grower, that's what a lot of people do. I like to make stuffed peppers. That's my thing. So every year I grow my fresh bell peppers, or my fresh sweet, my red, my yellow. And what we'll do is we'll save the biggest ones and then make stuffed peppers with cheese, rice, and meat. And they're just amazing. They're not like any other stuffed pepper you're going to have, because first of all, the peppers are from the garden right to dinner. If you guys are picking up what I'm putting down. If you guys are new here, like, subscribe, share. This is the I Am Green Giant podcast. We talk about gardening. We got chill vibes over here. We're just a straight chill podcast, and we're looking for great community and great people. We are trying to hit 1,000 subs, so I am going to be streaming and releasing a lot of streams if I have time today, so they can be constantly running in algorithms. And if you guys get a chance, run across a couple, leave a comment, like, subscribe, and share. Let's get these subs up, guys. I'm going to hit 1,000 subs. This is amazing. I got over 375 subs in a month or two. I've been putting in a lot of work on the YouTube channel, trying to get some content to show you guys. Everybody likes a garden. And if you want to surprise someone for like a Mother's Day gift, or just a gift, especially for, guys like gardening too, but some women don't like flowers, but they like gardening and vegetables. And I usually set up like a rosemary herb bed and make a couple of those boxes or flower pots, and I give them to friends and family. It has rosemary, thyme, or basil, or maybe just a tomato plant, basil, and a pepper plant. And I put it in like a small square flower bed, and I give it to them as a housewarming gift or as a peace offering. Hey, here's this. And people love it as gifts. They're, oh, cool. And they call me, hey, remember that tomato plant you gave me? It threw 100 tomatoes last year. It was out of control. We don't stop getting tomatoes. So gardening is a good thing to bring people together. It shouldn't be a thing to separate people. It should be bringing people together. There should be a lot of helping and teaching and learning from our mistakes. That's what we should all be doing. And if anybody has got this far in the podcast, thank you guys so much for listening, sticking, and staying. Shout out to you guys. I don't know who's watching, but I give shout outs for everyone who's definitely here watching in the lobby. You guys are awesome making this happen. We're also going to be talking about adding other things to our homemade soil, like wood, bark, chips, biochar, and perlite once it's done. Once the soil is done, I top dress it and I start adding amendments to it. Pieces of bark, pieces of charcoal, rocks. Sometimes I add little pebbles to the soil. It keeps it aerated, and it keeps it able to absorb moisture and dissolve moisture at the same time. So I'm really hype about this gardening season, as you guys can tell, and we're going to be doing some amazing gardening hacks. I've been actually up recycling as much as I can. Excuse me, I gotta take a drink. Hydrate, gotta drink water. It's getting hot out. So I've been upcycling a lot of different plastic things. When I mean upcycle is we're gonna grow hydroponic lettuce. We're gonna be able to grow a whole salad in plastic dishes that we just found or that we had laying around the house. And we're gonna wash them out, of course. And then we're gonna try to grow some different types of lettuce and things that are gonna have to be grown more in a cooler environment due to global warming. Unfortunately, it's looking like a lot of the vegetational, and they haven't told you guys this, but this is proven that certain types of fruits, vegetables are going to start dying off with global warming that cannot handle the heat. For instance, a lot of lettuce have gotten more expensive. Lettuces have gotten more expensive this year, and different things that we were paying 99 cents for, we are now paying double the price because they either have to grow it indoors or grow it in wintertime. So with global warming, there's going to be a lot of vegetables that may not even be here in the next 10 to 20 years. There's a lot of things that are happening. You have to know what to plant during your season and during the weather. We already hit 70s. It went from 20 degrees, 30 degrees to 60s and 70s within 1 week. There's no even time to plant your lettuce in the ground or to plant. You have to plant carrots. Yo, homegrown 4201. My people. Got the green team. We got the 420 team. I see Grow Green. So yeah, we're talking about amending soil. I made some soil, man. I don't know if I'll show you these videos since you just got here. Check out this video, bro. Let me set it up for y'all so y'all can enjoy this, okay? We can.
Quick video of my worm bin. Right here I have a worm bin, and at the bottom we do have holes drilled out, and we're going to be feeding it right now. Is how we feed it. Now this worm bin is just leaves, mulch, compost. Early morning, I want to show you guys the bottom of the worm bin real quick, how they're getting in. And if you see those holes right there, those are the worms that are coming in the ground in to eat the food. This is one of my beds with the homemade soil that's made out of compost and leaves. There is a little more leaves that haven't broken down yet, but the soil is decent, as you see. And this is going to grow my green beans and peppers. This is just bricks, and it's in the ground and above ground bed. It's actually dug in the ground a little bit. And this was the soil that was made from the compost. Old roots, everything. Now in this video, I'm going to wet it down a little bit, and then I'm going to put some leaves and probably some newspaper on top. That is ashes, eggshells, strawberries, got some old banana peels, sweet, all your scraps. This is a 50-gallon worm bin. It makes my soil.
Yo, thank you. Thank you, bro. Yeah, so what I did was the first layer, I took a 50-gallon drum, drilled like 10 holes in the bottom, but it still has 2 circle cutouts from, that's an olive drum for olives and pickles. So, pickled olives. So I took off the 2 caps, drilled like 10 holes in the bottom of that bucket. Nice, decent sized holes. And then the first layer, I just threw a bunch of leaves and some sticks, and then I threw newspaper, and then I put some fruits to bring the worms in really low, because you want it to bring them in. That first layer, you got to have some of the stuff really close so they can smell it through the ground. Then I put some banana peels, oranges. Then I did more leaves, more paper, whatever, you know, more sticks, and then more leaves and more fruits, zucchini, old rotten spinach, oranges, and then more. So what happens is they'll eat those, and then they'll go look up again, and they'll eat those, and you have layers of soil that you. And I flipped the barrel over today. When I flipped the barrel over, it had. So when I flipped that barrel over, it probably had 20, maybe 40 pounds of soil in the bottom that the worms had made for me. And it took about, that has been there from about 420 or before 420, that soil being made outside. And it works great. I put 4 pepper plants in it today, and I'm going to put some beans that are going to grow like a vine around my trellis for outdoors. So I made that homemade soil, and that's what I do. I feed strawberries. Everything goes in there. Everything other than bones, even other than meat. So everything goes in there. Coffee grinds, especially coffee grinds, eggshells. You got a lot of NPK in coffee grinds and eggshells. You a pro? Nah, bro. I just like to make, what I do is on my old farm, I used to make all my own soil, and I just found out my neighbors down the road got a bunch of chickens, and my other neighbors, so I'm going to scoop up some of their poop and add it to my compost bin. I'm trading them vegetables for poop. So the chicken scat, the chicken droppings, you soak it in a 5-gallon bucket, or you put it in your compost bin and just hose it down, and it breaks down. And I learned a lot about outdoor gardening when I was up north from an old man who was my neighbor. He made a lot of teas. He made lactic acid, but he made them all for his vegetables on his farm. So when they cut the grass on the farm, they would rake up a bunch of it, and they had those big plastic white barrels, and they would fill them all up and fill them with water, and they would put molasses and sugar in them, and they would let them ferment, and they would put chicken poop in them, and then they would strain them, and he would dilute the liquid and use it on his crops. And they had organic crops. They never fertilized, and they used that. They would pour the liquid into these big, like, containers on the back of the tractor and spray the field. And it's like a brown, it looks like a brown turp tea, like sludge. It looks like mud water. But it's free and it works great. So that mud water is the same thing like when you buy like organic nutrients in the bottle and it smells like disgusting. It's the same thing. Like today I got a flashback. We were on the boat even, and I remember smelling the fish, and I'm thinking I could smell the rotten fish in the bag, and then I'm working with fish fertilizer, and I'm like, holy crap, this is the same thing. So, you know, fish fertilizer is nothing but rotten chopped up fish. So you could buy a bunch of salt and freshwater fish, or get fish from the market, blend it up into a soup puree if you wanted to, and put it in a 5-gallon bucket with water. And once it ferments, you have fish fertilizer. Main fish fertilizer is just made out of innards, like the guts, because most of the guts are byproducts that do not get consumed by Americans. Because in like Vietnam and even my friends in the island, before they eat a fish, they take the roe out of it. They take everything out of it. They know everything that's edible in a fish. To me, I just fillet the fish or fry the whole fish whole. Thank you guys all for coming to the podcast today. If you guys are new here, or anyone who is still here, thank you guys. Shout out to all you guys for making this happen. You guys are awesome. Thank you guys so much. So yeah, man, we're making our own soil. What else are we doing? Hold on, let me fix this real quick. They want me to customize my logo. I don't want to customize my logo right now. Who wants to customize your logo on a live stream? So yeah, if you guys are new here right now, hit the bell for notifications, like, subscribe, and share. Thank you guys all for coming out to the podcast today. My name is I Am Green Giant. You guys are on the green team if you're on my side. And definitely hit the bell for notifications. If you like gardening, growing tips, and just stuff in general, like the channel, like, subscribe, and share. Guys, we're almost at 1,000 subs today, guys. Let's do it. Let's get 1,000 subs today, guys. Facts. What are you doing? What are you doing, homegrown? Are you doing any outdoor vegetables this year or anything? I know with as good as a grower I am, I'm not paying $5 for 4 tomatoes. It's definitely legal to grow tomatoes in my state now, and I'm growing my 4 tomatoes. Seriously though, I'm growing tomatoes, lettuce, lemongrass, all sorts of things because I cannot. I went to the grocery store because usually my girlfriend goes, and we've been together for years, and like she's a bargain shopper, you know. She'll get like 5 or 6 sirloins and all sorts of stuff for like $10. I'll be like, damn, how did you find 5 fucking sirloins? And she's like, you just gotta shop and look and get the discounts and buy vegetables and stuff. But I haven't been hitting the store up to the past 4 or 5 months lately. And now that I am going a lot more often to the grocery store, I'm seeing prices. Gas went up, everything's going up. And it's actually pretty scary. Uh, I'm gonna start actually. There's a farm store down the road. I'm gonna start selling flats of tomatoes and peppers. A mixed tray of flats to them goes to like $20, and they sell them each for $5 to $6 a plant. And they make 3 times their money back. But I sell a whole flat for $20. And I'm also thinking about getting into microgreens. I have the whole setup for it. I just they're actually now, if you guys want to really get into some cool stuff, the dollar store, because food and stuff is getting so expensive. Dollar General has a whole section full of gardening stuff. Um, they also have a whole section of dollar seeds, which is very affordable because most seeds can cost up to $2, sometimes $3.50 a pack. Yes, you are getting cheaper seeds, but you never know. I've popped many seeds from the dollar store, and I've got great vegetables and fruits out of them. So the Dollar General now has a new whole section, guys. It's really cool, really freaking cool. So I'm going to be getting some herbs and some extra stuff from there and doing a review on that and growing that in the garden because saving money, man, once again, saving money on vegetables, you know? Yeah, I'm growing to start something small. True. Bro, this is what happened to me. This is what I did. First, I have flat trays, like 5 or 6 of them, cell trays. So first, I did like 6 trays, and I had them outside, and they got huge. So I put all those in the ground. Then I had a couple growing indoors, hydroponics in cocoa, and they were just outgrowing the whole shelf. So I put those other 50 outside. 50. I had tomatoes, peppers. I got chili peppers, bell peppers, jalapenos, and yellow peppers, and sweet red peppers. Um, and then I got the bug like about earlier, like 3 weeks after that, I got the bug and did 3 more cell trays that just popped. So I have more cell trays popping. I have everything in the ground. I have a lot of peppers, bro. A lot of peppers. And I hope you guys stick along for the journey and check out the garden in about another, I think, 3 weeks. We may have we definitely going to have zucchini. Hey, we definitely going to have zucchini. And we're definitely going to have squash. But I'm thinking the things we're going to have early is going to be the squash and tomatoes. Definitely, we're going to have that early. And the good part about that is um, they're freezable. You can make sauce out of them. You know, you can do a lot of things with tomatoes, peppers, and squash. I wanted to build a couple of above ground beds, but I got some scrap lumber and stuff. So if I get time, I'm going to build 2 more beds above ground, because right now I have everything in farmer tubs and totes, window boxes, and 1 above ground flower bed. I have a 50-gallon cut in half. I have a couple of things set up, but I want more. I want a bigger bed for some reason. I just want to go outside and see a bunch of vegetables, you know. And today I got somewhere today. I planted a whole other flat today. I organized the yard. As they're getting roots, they were in the shade before they got transplanted. Now that they have roots and they're growing, I'm putting them in the sun, because some of them are in black pots, and if you put them in the sun, no matter how cool or even how hot it is, they're going to melt over. But yeah, you guys stick along for the journey. Let me tell you this bomb snack that I found. We always talk about snacks. I found key lime pie cookies. They're like Oreos. Oh God, those cookies are so good, guys. Do not buy key lime pie cookies. You'll never like them.
This is one of my beds with the homemade soil that's made out of compost and leaves. There is a little more leaves that haven't broken down yet, but the soil is decent, as you see. And this is going to grow my green beans and peppers. This is just bricks, and it's in the ground and above ground bed. It's actually dug in the ground a little bit. And this was the soil that was made from the compost. Old roots, everything. This video, I'm gonna wet it down a little bit, and then I'm gonna put some leaves and probably some newspaper on top. That is ashes, eggshells, strawberries, got some old banana peels, all your scraps. This is a 50-gallon worm bin. It makes my soil.
What do you guys think about that worm bin? I let them make my soil. And I found some huge night crawlers underneath the logs. Also, what I do is outside, I make a log pile and I cover it with leaves. And I hose it down with the hose. And every time I look underneath that log, really cool thing to do that's really simple. Find a couple of logs that are cut at a good 3 to 4 feet long. They have to be over 3 to 4 feet. You want them to be over 2 feet. Minimum of 3 feet long. Get about 4 to 5 of them. Dig a small trench and lay them in the sand or the dirt halfway. Lay them in the mud halfway. Or dirt, whatever you have. Then cover them up with leaves and hose it down. Wait about a week or two. You can also throw some scraps, some banana peels or something under there for the worms. Wait a couple of weeks. When you return underneath that log, it will be full of worms. Full of worms.
Early morning top dress with this Vigoro. Kelp meal, blood meal, really good, organic. Early morning top dress with this Vigoro. Kelp meal, blood meal, really good, organic. Quick video of my worm bin. Right here I have a worm bin, and at the bottom we do have holes drilled out, and we're going to be feeding it right now is how we feed it. Now this worm bin is just leaves, mulch, compost. This is one of my beds with the homemade soil that's made out of compost and leaves. There is a little more leaves that haven't broken down yet, but the soil is decent, as you see. And this is going to grow my green beans and peppers. This is just bricks, and it's in the ground and above ground bed. It's actually dug in the ground a little bit. And this was the soil that was made from the compost. Old roots, everything. Early morning, I want to show you guys the bottom of the worm bin real quick, how they're getting in. And if you see those holes right there, those are the worms that are coming in the ground in to eat the food. Quick video of my worm bin. Right here I have a worm bin, and at the bottom we do have holes drilled out, and we're going to be feeding it right now is how we feed it. Now this worm bin is just leaves, mulch, compost.
So yeah, that's what I've been doing for the first couple of days. It's starting to get really hot out. You can't work outside after 2 or 3. You can't imagine the plants, how they're going to feel in 3 months when it heats up to 120 degrees. So if you want to be growing successfully, you got to save all your scraps, like this bone meal.
Okay guys, this is the biochar right here. I just don't burn the wood all the way to charcoal, let it have some carbon left. And this is the bone meal with the oyster shell powder. Also has egg shells, crab shells in here, guys. Lobster shells. This is going out to our organics. You can sift it, take out all the big particles.
What I did was all the powder, the fine powder from that, I sprinkled that on top of the mulch pit.
This is one of my beds with the homemade soil that's made out of compost and leaves. There is a little more leaves that haven't broken down. Quick video of my worm bin right here. Now in this video, I'm going to wet it down a little bit, and then I'm going to put some leaves and probably some newspaper on top. That is ashes, eggshells, strawberries, got some old banana peels, all your scraps. This is a 50-gallon worm bin. It makes my soil.
Gotta live in 2025, man. Make your own stuff. $5.99 for 4 peppers. Are you kidding me? $3.99 for 3 small ass peppers. All you got to do is water your garden. Once they're started and healthy, once you feed them once or twice, let them go. Let the environment take care of them. Outside is the easiest way to go. You You have leaves falling. You have natural predators. You have nutrition in the ground. There's so many good things. You have natural sunlight. We have less than, I think, 60 days or 50 days before we're going to have plenty of fruits. That's crazy. That is freaking crazy. They grew a month old. I had some of them in the window, some of them getting sunlight. And then I grew them in a comfortable atmosphere, like in the window, in the kitchen window, getting some nice sunlight. Had a little light on them for a couple of extra hours a night to keep them growing. And then once they were big enough to go out in the yard, boom. I recorded one tomato plant this morning. I swear it's grown at least an inch, because every day I go out there and it's almost the size of the tomato cage. I don't know how it's growing so fast. It's the weather, it's the environment. It's got to be something. I really don't understand how fast they're growing. I'll show you.
Kelp meal, blood meal, really good, organic.
That was me feeding the tomatoes kelp meal, blood meal, Vigoro organic plant food. Very good stuff, guys. Thank you guys for coming to the podcast. If you're new here, like, subscribe, hit the bell, and thank you guys for showing up. We teach gardening etiquette and teach you how to grow free food. So if you want to grow food and just save seeds and anything you like at the market, save the seeds. You can grow it at home. It's pretty simple. I'm proven fact that it cost me nothing to do my whole garden this year. I used a couple of slices of tomatoes. I had some old onion seeds. I had pepper seeds that I collected over 3 months of winter going to the grocery store, guys. And now look at my garden, guys. I'm going to show you a clip of what it looks like. It is beautiful. I'm downloading a couple videos for you guys. So yeah, you got to be able to grow food. I mean, unless you're filthy rich, I don't know how you're paying $600-700 a month for groceries. I know for me, just to make a nice healthy salad, it cost me about $25. And that's ridiculous to make a salad, guys. It used to be 3 cucumbers for $1. Now 1 cucumber is 89 cents. 4 tomatoes are $5. I mean, $6 for 4 tomatoes and 1 cucumber. Does that sound right? It's time to grow. It's 2025. Let's grow big or grow home, guys. It's really simple. All right, video's loading.
Early morning top dress with this Vigoro, kelp meal, blood meal, really good, organic. Quick video of my worm bin. Right here I have a worm bin, and at the bottom we do have holes. Now in this video I'm going to wet it down a little bit, and then I'm going to put some leaves and probably some newspaper on top. That is ashes, eggshells, strawberries. Got some old banana peels, all your scraps. This is a 50-gallon worm bin. It makes my soil. One week later, the tomato. 1 week later, the tomato is on its first ring and it is almost a foot tall. This is the organic tomato and plant food by Vigoro. It is kelp meal with microbes, feeds the soil. Really good stuff, guys. We're just putting 1 or 2 spoons in the beds. There are recommend dosage and different things, you know. 1 week later, the tomato is on its first ring and it is almost a foot tall. This is one of my beds with the homemade soil that's made out of compost and leaves. There is a little more leaves that haven't broken down yet, but the soil is decent, as you see. And this is going to grow my green beans and peppers. This is just bricks, and it's in the ground and above ground bed. It's actually dug in the ground a little bit. And this was the soil that was made from the compost. Old roots, everything.
So that was the soil. It's that easy to make soil, guys. It's literally that easy to make your own soil, guys. It's so easy. Leaves, bottom of a mulch bin. You can throw a little soil to help it. Throw some worms in there. You know, throw some paper. Throw some fruits. You know, everything can go in there. I threw some shrimp tails in there, full of vitamins. They're washed and dried in the freezer. But I threw some shrimp tails. I've even thrown fish bones or scrap fish, because fish decomposes great into soil. Make sure you don't got no critters going in your thing, in your bin. We don't got to worry about that. But it's really simple, guys, to make your own soil, guys. Yo, what's good? Anthony, Florida man. What's good, guys? What's
early morning? I want to show you guys the bottom of the worm bin real quick, how they're getting in. And if you see those holes right there, those are the worms that are coming in the ground and to eat the food. This is one of my beds with the homemade soil that's made out of compost and leaves. There is a little more leaves that haven't broken down yet, but the soil is decent, as you see. And this is going to grow my green beans and peppers. This is just bricks, and it's in the ground and above ground bed. It's actually dug in the ground a little bit. And this was... Now in this video, I'm going to wet it down a little bit, and then I'm going to put some leaves and probably some newspaper on top. That is ashes, eggshells, strawberries, got some old banana peels, sweet, all your scraps. This is a 50-gallon worm bin. It makes my soil.
Heck yeah, I'll put some ham and cheese in there. Yo, when I had the farm, my ex-wife, yo, this is just so fucked up for me to tell you guys this, dude. This is just so real, and why our show is like adults only, because so funny, dog. So funny that you said that. That's so funny that you said that, because we used to throw, like, I went out to the barn one day and I asked the kids what they were doing, and I'm like, what are you giving the pigs? And my son was like, they love it, it's bacon. And I'm like, no way. She's like, well, mom gives it to them instead of, I'm like, mom said they're cannibals. I'm like, you guys are terrible. So throwing ham and cheese in the compost bin is pretty funny. I'll throw everything in the compost bin. I'll throw bread, cheese. Yeah, that's actually, cheese is very good for the compost bin.
It's got lactic acid in the cheese, and when it rots, the liquid that comes off the cheese is full of nutrients. So definitely you can throw cheese, bread, and you want to wet it to activate it. You always want to wet your mulch bin. If anybody's new here, thank you guys for coming to the I Am Green Giant podcast. Shout out to everybody in the chat right now. Homegrow 420. Aaron, yeah, we got, is that what it says? I got my glasses off. Sorry, guys. Florida Man and the Next Grow. Thank you guys all for coming to the podcast. So this is what I was talking about, guys. I was showing, also I made some bone meal and some really cool stuff that I threw on top.
In this video right here, I have some bones and egg shells and oyster shells, and I gradually, it takes a while, but put on safety glasses, I'm breaking it all down. Okay guys, this is the biochar right here. I just don't burn the wood all the way to charcoal, let it have some carbon left. And this is the bone meal with the oyster shell powder. It also has egg shells, crab shells in here, guys. Lobster shells. This is going out to our organics. You can sift it and take out all the big particles.
What up, Florida Man? Just so you guys know, when I'm doing those videos, I can see your comments, but it's kind of like muted on my side, so I can't hear anything till the video's over. But yeah, guys, I amended the compost with the bone meal, the biochar. Now, the biochar also holds nitrogen, potassium, and phosphorus, the NPK. It actually will hold it. So when you make a mulch bin or a mulch pit, if you throw chunks of charcoal or biochar, which is half burnt wood, what it does is it can sustain the soil and hold the vitamins as time release for the plant. So those were a couple of videos that I made, and I made the mulch, I made the soil, I filled up my one bin. I'm making these little, I have a bunch of scrap bricks. So what I'm going to be doing is using the scrap bricks. Yo, chill, bro, chilling. So I dug a hole, about a foot hole into the ground, so I can have the worms and stuff still compost that extra foot, and then I put the bricks around the outside, and then I fill it up with soil and compost. And I threw the compost in there fresh with worms and fruits and everything. So underneath my flower beds are still rotten fruits and vegetables, which is, they're almost fully decomposed because the worms love them. But I'm creating my own nutrients, having the worms do the work for me, making my own soil while I have lunch. They're making my soil. So are you doing a garden this year, next grow, Florida Man, Aaron? Any of you guys doing a garden or anything new for, it's getting hot. You guys better start because it's going to melt. You're going to have no way. That's another thing. Global warming is destroying regular small farmers. This weather is ridiculous. You got more ice storms and shit coming. It's just crazy, man. It went from like 20 to 50, 50 to 70, back to 20. So yeah, that's the podcast, guys. I appreciate everybody coming, man. Pretty cool, right? That I can drop these videos and show you guys what I'm doing. I have some other grow videos and some things I want to show you, but we're saving that for the next episode. Every Wednesday, guys, we are going to be doing new episodes and gardening tips. So I hope you guys come back for the live stream Wednesday night, 8 o'clock, guys. I'm going to keep on repeating it so you guys remember it. Wednesday nights at 8 o'clock.
Live stream's going to be there. I expect you guys to be there. It would be really awesome if you guys could show me some hints and tips and give me advice. If you think I'm doing anything wrong or can help me with things, by all means, show me. If you think there's things I could add to my compost bin, because I think I want to start adding more nitrogen and scrap weeds. But I don't like to throw weeds in anymore unless I'm doing a compost tea with a sealed bucket with chlorine water, because there are bugs and stuff in the weeds. That's why I like to do just the fruit and vegetable with the leaf compost. Yeah, I mended my soil plants and only auto that pop outside gonna pollinate it later on. True, true. You should pollinate it with a regular and make yourself half and half. I'm working on pollinating I'm working on pollination on vegetables, because pollination on vegetables, guys, is completely different compared to any other herbs. If you pollinate a herb or a lettuce or something like that, it tends to make the plant skinnier. If you pollinate a fruit or a vegetable, it will make the plant fatter. So for instance, if you pollinate basil, instantly it dies and starts throwing seeds. But for instance, if you take a male zucchini, now you can take a male zucchini flower. There are differences between male and female seeds when they're born in the garden. If you take a male zucchini flower, it has a center. It actually has something sticking out of the center. A female does not have that. If you take that male and touch the female, which the bees will do it on their own, and the bugs and the wasps, what happens is your zucchini and your squash will be 3 times the average size it was supposed to be, because it's going to be filled with seeds. But on the other hand, if you fill some type of flowers and plants with seeds, they instantly shrivel up and die and just produce seeds. So my goal has been to definitely produce way more fruits and vegetables this year and breed my zucchinis and cantaloupes. I want to breed my fruits and vegetables. Not only that, but I want to hand pollinate my eggplants and my squashes and my zucchini to create bigger eggplants that are just out of this world, and bigger zucchinis, bigger acorn squash. So I'm working on a lot of different pollination techniques on outdoor vegetables, which you can use them on every aspect of gardening, guys. Just because you made soil for your tomatoes doesn't mean you can't use them for your fruit trees, for your banana trees, for your Italian basil. Basically, everything to do with organic garden can consist around all different sorts of plants. Different plants are going to need different nutrients, and some want more, some want less. So that's up to you to start reading the plants and understanding what you want out of your garden and what you would like to see grow. If you want to feed your plants a lot and you take care of them, you're going to get a good harvest. If you ignore them and don't take care of them and overwater them and underwater them and not feed them, you're going to wonder why you get 3 tomatoes instead of 33 tomatoes, and then 53 tomatoes. And as you get better, you get more tomatoes. And your plants grow a lot easier. Thank you guys for coming to the podcast, sticking around. Guys, I'm trying to get these hours here on this StreamYard, see if we can get some hours for our YouTube channel, guys. So I appreciate everybody sticking and staying. And if you do see the rebroadcast, if you guys would like to watch my old ones or the other episode 1 that came out last week, earlier in the week, you can watch that. Please go back and watch that. Drop a comment, like, subscribe, and share. Yup. go back to basics. It's very simple. You want to go back to basics. We're going to go back to old school days because it produces great results. And the only bad part is a lot of the land is over-tilled everywhere. So there's no nutrients in the soil. You have to constantly add nutrients because for the past, 100 years, there's been agriculture in our country and it's basically over-tilling our soil. So every year they have to bring new soil, till it, refertilize it, add soil. A lot of different things have to be done. So, we want to grow organically. We want to grow our own food. We want to save money. We want to be successful in what we do. And I can't wait to show you guys the garden. In another about 3 weeks, the garden is going to be outrageous because I can't believe how fast it's growing. So you guys stick around through the channel and check out some of the videos. Like, subscribe, share. And if you made it all the way this far to the end of my podcast, thank you guys so much. Yo, yo, Menace. What's good, brother? We did some soil videos, how to make your own soil. I'll show you a couple of clips right now. Now in this video, I'm going to wet it down a little bit. And then I'm going to put some leaves and probably some newspaper on top. That is ashes, eggshells, strawberries. Got some old banana peels, all your scraps. This is a 50-gallon worm bin. It makes my soil. Early morning, I want to show you guys the bottom of the worm bin real quick, how they're getting in. And if you see, this is the organic tomato and plant food by Vigoro. It is kelp meal with Mike. Now in this video, I'm going to wet it down a little bit. And then I'm going to put some leaves and probably some newspaper on top. That is ashes, eggshell. Quick video of my worm bin. Right here I have a worm bin, and at the bottom we do have holes drilled out. And we're going to be feeding it right now is how we feed it. Now, this worm bin is just leaves, mulch, compost. So I made some homemade soil out of compost, leaves. I made a lot of homemade soil, actually. I made about 50 pounds of it, and that drum makes its own soil over time. The worms eat the leaves and the soil and eat the leaves and the fruit and break it down to soil. And eventually you have 20 pounds in the bottom. I'll shake it out and then recompost it and continue to add fruits and vegetables. And that's what we got, some free compost. And I use that to top my gardens or to fill up my gardens. And hose it down, put some plants in there, and you're ready to go. Free soil out of leaves and worms and compost. But you got to drill a hole. There's a little bit of work to it. You got to drill a couple of holes, hose it down, add some paper. But it's fun to see the after results when you did it all for free and you can tell the story, It's really cool, guys. John, what's up, John? Yo, John, check this out. John, check this out. 1 week later, the tomato is on its first ring, and it is almost. This is the organic tomato and plant food by Vigoro. It is kelp meal with microbes, feeds the soil. Really good. Early morning, I want to show you guys the bottom of the worm bin real quick, how they're getting in. And if you see those holes right there, those are the worms that are coming in the ground. This is one of my beds with the homemade soil that's made out of compost and leaves. There is a little more leaves that haven't broken down yet, but the soil is decent, as you see. And this is going to grow my green beans and peppers. This is just bricks. And it's in the ground and above ground bed. It's actually dug in the ground a little bit. And this was the soil that was made from the compost. Old roots, everything.
I'm just chilling, John. How are you doing, John? Thank you for coming to the stream. Shout out to John. Shout out to Menace. Shout out to the Next Grow. Shout out to Florida Man. Shout out to Aaron. Shout out to Homegrow 420. Shout out to all you guys for coming to the show today. John, we're just showing a couple of videos of some soil I made earlier on in the year and things that I've been doing and how I'm getting the garden ready for success in the next couple of weeks. Prepping our soil, feeding our plants, definitely feeding some nutrition so when it rains and the garden's feeding itself naturally, I don't have to worry about the garden. I can know that from here on out, we're set. It's an overdrive. She's fully throttled, fueled up. She's got an oil change, you know what I mean? Exhaust is ready to go, and she's ready to go. And the motor's tuned up and just ready. It's just ready to push out. It's ready to push out fruits and vegetables for us. All we had to do was start the seeds, get them to seedling stage, and put them in the garden. It was that simple. Now we feed and we just watch, and then we eat and we enjoy. And that's the best part of gardening, guys, is, like I said, sharing food with your friends and family, and being able to enjoy things during the holiday. I used to love when I lived up north and I could get corn for the 4th of July. I would grow my own corn, other than one year that the deer got all my corn. They took about a whole acre, literally a whole square of corn, and left me like 3 ears, and I cooked them, and I wasn't even mad at the deer because they lived in our backyard. But I love being able to cook and put stuff on the table for my friends and family, like fruits, vegetables, peppers. And when they say, wow, this is a good pepper, I've never had a pepper, they said, where'd you get it at? I said, I grew it. They're like, where? I said, in my little backyard, on my front porch, wherever I can. Because you don't need a lot of room to grow either, guys. You know, that's the main thing. You just need some basic scientific skills and a little bit of knowledge, the right soil, the right lighting, and bam, you got a garden.
1 week later, the tomato is on its first ring, and it is almost a foot tall.
When I put that tomato plant in that half a barrel cut, it was like a string bean. It was maybe, I think, 5-6 inches tall. Now I think it's over a foot tall today. It's a foot tall. It's over a foot. It may be a foot and a half. I put it in there about a week and a half ago, and it is only a week and a half later, and it has tripled, quadrupled in size. I did no work other than pop the seeds and water them and then put them outside. And I did feed them some nutrients. I fed them Alaskan fish fertilizer. I top dressed them. But that's all part of gardening. As you go, you learn these things, you know. Ask a question, guys. Leave a comment. Thank you for supporting the live stream. Shout out to everyone who made it to the stream. Also, if there's anybody that watches this stream on replay or later on through the stream, don't forget to hit the bell, like, subscribe, and share. And check out some of the other YouTubers that I mentioned. There's a couple of cool YouTubers here in this channel, and fellow gardeners and growing community friends like The Next Grow, Florida Man Jack, and there's a couple of other YouTubers here. Homegrown 420. Shout out to all you guys. Shout out to Aaron. Shout out to Menace. Shout out to John. But there are some great people in this community. You just have to find them and build your own team, guys. So you guys have been awesome this live stream. Like, subscribe, and share. Shout out to you guys. Another critical thing that needs to be done during the summer season in your garden, okay? Outdoor plants. They need to be watered at night, a nice sprinkled, and definitely early morning, a quick drink. You're not only going to produce bigger and better and healthier plants, but the most time that they are able to absorb nutrients is when that sun comes right up in the morning. Also when it goes down. So the best thing is to start watering. Don't water the leaves. Try just to water the soil, because by any type of water can have toxins, pathogens, pollutants, And you don't want to spray the top of your plants or your leaves in general. You never want to spray your leaves, especially your tomatoes and your herbs. They don't like it. They'll get sunburn. You're introducing disease to your plant by spraying them with water. Also, if you spill nutrients on them, and it could be fish emulsion, you could be risking the chance of bringing bacteria or diseases to the leaves of the plant. So it's very critical that when you are watering your outdoor garden, that you're not spraying and then spraying the overspray or the soil back on your plants, because that's how you get pests, plant diseases, bacteria, mildew, and mold. Top water, bottom water, but make sure you don't spray your leaves, guys. Seymour, what's good, bro? Shout out to Seymour. If anybody is watching this stream later on in the week or after it's pre-recorded, please go check out a couple of the fellow growers and community that is here, like Seymour, Florida Man, The Next Grow, and Homegrown 421. Don't forget to check everybody out. What's good, Seymour? I've been checking out your channel. I'm only streaming from StreamYards now. I'm taking a break from the YouTube stream, but I am going to be dropping some cool content. Right here, I'm going to show you I made some soil, and I'm making a compost bin, and there's a lot of cool stuff going on. So check it out.
1 week later, the tomato is on its first ring, and this is the organic tomato and plant food by Vigoro. It is kelp meal with microbes, feeds the soil. Really good stuff, guys. We're just putting 1 or 2 spoons in the beds. There are recommend dosage and different things. Early morning, I want to show you guys the bottom of the worm bin real quick, how they're getting in. This is one of my beds with the homemade soil that's made out of compost and leaves. There is a little more leaves that haven't broken down yet, but the soil is decent, as you see. And this is going to grow my green beans and peppers. This is just bricks, and it's in the ground and above ground bed. It's actually dug in the ground a little bit. And this was the soil that was made from the compost. Now in this video, I'm going to wet it down a little bit, and then I'm going to put some leaves and probably some newspaper on top. That is ashes, eggshells, strawberries, got some old banana peels, sweet, all your scraps. This is a 50-gallon worm bin. It makes my soil. Quick video of my worm bin. Right here I have a worm bin, and at the bottom we do have holes drilled out. And we're going to be feeding it right now is how we feed it. Now, this worm bin is just leaves, mulch, compost.
So yeah, I made I turned my mulch bin into a worm compost bin because it's kind of the same concept, but the worms are breaking down the food instead of the compost bin just being closed off. It's half in the ground, or the worms can come up through the ground, eat, go back down, whatever they want to do. They love being in there. It was full of worms when I flipped it over. That's how I filled up my beds. And it's really affordable and really easy to do. So I was dropping those videos, you know, showing you guys what I made over, you know. Yup, very good. And I'm going to fill it up now with more leaves from the fall, you know, because we got a lot of leaves in the yard. Make a couple of more compost bins, and probably in another 4 or 5 months, I'll have another 20, 30 gallons of free soil. I also throw any leftover roots, plants, anything that's dead, I chop them up for nitrogen and throw them in there. Mango peels, skins, banana peels, all my scraps go in there. And like Homegrow said, you throw a ham and cheese in there. Throw it all in there. But yeah, stream's getting good, guys. I'm trying to get some watch hours, guys. So if you support my team, Seymour, I'm a big supporter of Seymour. Everybody go check them out. So Seymour, every once in a while, if you can stop by, slide through. I am actually getting my watch hours and YouTube contacted me and said, yo, you're doing your thing. You got almost 100,000 views. You got 1,000 subs. Get a couple of more 100 watch hours if you want a partnership. I was like, what? So I removed a lot of my high-end adult content. I removed a lot of the, I'm not going to be cussing or saying, I try to catch myself cussing. I'm trying to be a proper YouTube supporter and just be a great supporter in the community in general. So thank you guys all for showing up. If you could like, subscribe, and share, like I said, if you got all the way through to an hour and 22 minutes of this and you guys stuck around in general, shout out to all you guys. I always give shout outs to people who support me because you guys are making this happen. So if anybody watches this stream after the stream, don't forget to check out Seymour, John, check out a bunch of people, the Grow Next Door, Florida Man, Jack, Homegrown. There's a lot of cool people here. There's a lot of cool people in the community. You just have to know where to search and get your information from, and take your time. There's a bunch of people that's telling their methods, and what works for you is going to work for you. It won't work for me and the other guy. So that's the bottom line, guys. Just once again, guys, thank you, guys. This is the I Am Green Giant podcast. And I want to say thank you to everyone that made it. And you guys keep on coming back. Like I said, every Wednesday is going to be our podcast after 8. Garden talk, chill vibes only. And that's going to be it, guys, for the show today. So I want to give a shout out to everybody who came to the stream. Bless up. And like I always say, nothing easy is going to be good. And nothing good's going to be easy. And if you got this far, shout out to you guys. Like, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications. 1,000K, 1K. Here we go. 1,000K would be nice, though. Got to keep on pushing, guys. Never give up on your dreams. Have a great day, everyone. Thank you guys so much. Comments galore. Yes, sir. Very good. I'm going to be dropping some more more videos so you guys can check out some of the new things I'm adding to my garden. Like I'm going to start feeding my outdoor garden some more liquid salts, since I noticed there was a lot of salts in some of my organic bags that I bought for feed. So I wanted to start making some liquid salts and show you guys. We're going to have to do some feed videos of what I'm going to do to mix up and feed my garden to make them vigorous, and during the veg stage of vegetation, which will be on episode 2 on Wednesday. We're going to talk about soil and feeding and organic compost and stuff. So if you guys want to see me Wednesday, and I hope to see you guys there, definitely Wednesday at 8, we're going to be talking about water mixing. I'm going to make some edits and some videos now, so we have them in advance, and show you guys what I'm using to feed during vegetation. Once we learn what to do during vegetation, you're going to be set in overdrive. Just have to top dress and water your plants. You should be ready. If you can keep them green, you're on my team. Once again, guys, shout out to you guys. I Am Green Giant podcast every Wednesday at 8 o'clock. Catch us here. See you next time. Peace out. Seymour, thank you for showing up. Menace, thank you for showing up. Shout out time. John, thank you for showing up. Next Door, Florida Man, Aaron, Home Grow. Peace out, all you guys. Like I said, tonight, if it's boring, maybe I'll do another stream, but it will be after 9 or 10 tonight, guys. So slide through, put the bell on. You never know when I'm streaming. Peace out.